place where I don't have to worry. That's where I belong. Show me a place where I don't have to hurry. That's where I belong.
Mark Knopfler and Brendan Croker together form half of the Notting Hillbillies. By Mark's standards, a very small-scale project. Could this be an attempt to recreate the early Dire Straits?
No, it's not quite the same. There will be similarities because we can play some of the early Dire Straits stuff. We can play things that sort of fit in with that, things like Water of Love, things like Set Me Up. There's probably a couple of tunes that were recorded by country artists like the Judds and Waylon Jennings that we could do, and we might.
For Mark, it was a move from money for nothing to no money at all, a Croker song on which Mark played lead guitar, but the association goes back further.
Well, I met him in Leeds probably about 12 years ago because of a guy called Steve Phillips, and all three of us still sort of play together. We all had an interest in the same sort of, well, it's really rural blues, but and finger picking and acoustic guitars and melody and all that sort of thing that was built into a lot of those early tunes. Once you'd sort of met each other, because we never sort of unmet each other afterwards. Even they disappeared for sort of huge world tours and this, that, and the other. But you still sort of kept in touch somehow.
When darkness falls across the land, shadow cast in the heart of a man, the flame of desire burns bright as a star. Here crying a wind like a voice from afar, a stranger.
So Mark, fresh from global superstardom, now has the chance to get completely lost in London's Notting Hill with his best buddy, Brendan.
I don't want to embarrass him, but he is one of my favourite singers. And he's played before as well. He knows at least, well, 6 or 7 chords now, and they're all pretty good ones. And so he plays very well and sings very well. And he has, again, he's song-based, and he is, as opposed to being a muso.
It doesn't matter what I say, what I do, what I think. You can lead a horse to water, you can make him drink. You'll go your own sweet way. I say you'll go your own sweet way.
Hillbillies sort of suits us as a definition, you know, when you're in America and you're down in the South and everybody's a hick, everybody's a hillbilly. Well, most of us are from the North. We're England's hillbillies, really. Yeah, I think it's a fair description, but I think the Kinks were probably hillbillies in their own little way.
Muswell, do you remember Muswell Hillbillies?
Was there?
Yeah, that was it. That was the Kinks with the Muswell Hillbillies. God, just remembered that.
You may have noticed a certain similarity between Mark's bluesy retreat and a certain other low-key supergroup, the Traveling Wilburys. Soft focus videos, twangy guitar lines. Let's face it, Notting Wilburys, Traveling Hillbillies, it's a little hard to tell the difference.
Except that because this record set out to be a Steve Phillips, Brendan Croker record, that I was just supposed to produce it. And Steve is essentially well, he's more blues-based and more traditional in terms of blues and country music. It was going to be that way, and so it's come out that way. But I think if we made records in the future, then it would just be anything. It would just be probably even more stuff that we'd written